So we are going to start our plan for our name identity sculptures, okay? So this is a smaller version of the paper you will receive. You are going to basically have a piece of poster board, okay? And some of you guys have some long names. I'm probably going to give you the whole piece, but I want you to use it as sparingly as possible, okay? So the very first thing I want you to think about is how many letters are in your name. You can choose to do your last name. You can choose to do your first name. You need probably at least 4 to 5 letters, okay? So that might also mean, for example, if I did Van Ness, maybe I did Van as a chunk and then my last letters by themselves. Okay, so be thinking about how you're going to split that up into at least 5 pieces. If it's more than that, that's fine. Okay, so I'm probably just going to do Van Ness. Van Ness has 7 letters. You also need to consider you have to have room for a base piece and a little connecting piece, which I'll talk about a little bit more. Okay. So, I would, let's see here. You want to plan enough space for like a big base piece, okay? And you want to use your paper wisely. So this is what's going to hold everything up. Then you want to plan for kind of a long strip, which is going to be the connecting piece. So those 2 pieces you want to get done first, and those need to be large enough that they're going to, and wide enough that they're going to be able to hold up your sculpture, okay? After that, really, the rest of this paper, you can use how you want, okay? So I might do my V really big. You guys do want these to be very thick block or bubble style letters, okay? No skinny little letters here. They need to be very thick, okay? Because inside each of the letters, we are going to choose one thing about ourselves, and we are going to fill this letter with that one thing that we want to share about ourselves, okay? So maybe my V is, oh, I like art. So I'm going to fill this whole piece with like maybe things that are all about art, okay? This is just a plan, so remember this doesn't have to be perfect, okay? You're just trying to figure out how you're going to fill this space with things that tell us about you, okay? It can be favorite things, it can be hobbies, it can be family members, pets. It can be all kinds of things, but I would be brainstorming about kind of the things that you want to include there, okay? Your base does not have to be a rectangle. It can be any shape. We're probably going to create some kind of Zentangle-like pattern for it. Since I'm an art teacher, I might make mine look like a paint splatter or something, okay? So just be thinking about that. It doesn't have to be a Zentangle, but if you kind of are stuck, you can always kind of do a shape and fill it with a Zentangle design, okay? So we are working on our plan right now so that when we get started, you know how to best use your space so we don't have just a ton of negative space not being used on our paper. And then you have somewhere to kind of go from. If you want to also kind of look up fonts, some big, thick fonts that you might want to use, that would also be something to do today. Okay, so today is a planning day. We are officially starting this tomorrow. Okay? Questions? So someone asked a question, the little shape that holds up all of our pieces onto our base, you're going to want to basically make this invisible to your base. So if I make my base a paint splatter, I'm going to also color this piece to match my base so it's kind of invisible and it just kind of blends in.